Have you ever felt trapped in a relentless cycle of struggle? You wake up each morning with a heaviness in your chest, bills piling up, fear of what tomorrow holds, and that quiet question lingering deep in your soul. Will my life always be like this? What if I told you that the scarcity you're experiencing isn't God's plan for you? What if the reality you see today is merely a shadow of the abundant life you were truly created to live? Pause for a moment, take a deep breath. Let this truth sink into your heart. You were created to thrive. From the very beginning, God shaped you with love, purpose, and abundance. Look around. The entire universe radiates prosperity. Trees bear fruit without strain. Rivers flow without seeking permission. The sun never withholds its radiance. Everything God created, He designed to flourish. Why would you be any different? Within you burns the divine spark, the very breath of creation. But life, its systems, pains, traumas, and negative voices has tried to convince you otherwise. They told you you're not enough. They said money is sinful. They claimed God wants to test you with suffering. But God never said that. What He did say is, "For I know the plans I have for you, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you hope and a future." That's the true blueprint, but to step into it, you must awaken. Awaken from a culture of lack. Awaken from the mental prison that makes you settle for crumbs. Awaken from the lie that poverty is somehow more spiritual. Jesus didn't glorify poverty. He exalted faith. The kind of faith moves mountains. The faith that reshapes realities. The faith that believes even when everything seems impossible. You're here today for a reason. God is calling you back to His original plan. Not a plan of struggle and scarcity, but one of fullness, abundance, and meaning. This isn't a coincidence. You're hearing these words because a seed is being sown in your heart, and that seed is called hope. Starting today, you'll no longer view life as someone on the sidelines. You'll see yourself as someone with a spiritual inheritance. You'll remember who you are, a child of the Creator of all gold and silver. If the Father owns everything, why would you live as though you have nothing? Today marks the start of a new cycle, a cycle of awakening, a cycle of truth, a cycle of prosperity that begins within you and then blossoms outward. Get ready, because what's coming next is the rebirth of your faith in divine abundance. Have you ever wondered where that voice comes from? The one that says, "You can't," that whisper telling you it's not for you, that trying is pointless, that prosperity is only for a chosen few. It didn't originate with you. It was taught, implanted, programmed. From childhood you heard, money doesn't grow on trees. If you're born poor, you'll die poor. God gives you wings, but He won't make you fly. A bird in the hand is worth two in the bush. The rich don't enter heaven. These phrases burrowed into your mind like seeds of fear, and where fear takes root, faith withers. You grew up surrounded by scarcity, told that humility meant accepting less, that wanting more was greed, and that prosperity was almost forbidden for those who love God. But stop and think, what kind of God would create you to suffer? Would a loving father deny his children nourishment? Or have we mistaken humility for resignation, faith for complacency? Scarcity isn't natural, it's learned. It starts in the mind, settles in the heart, and manifests in your life. Here's the greatest secret few have told you: you're not poor. You're conditioned to poverty, and anything conditioned can be reconditioned. Anything learned can be unlearned. Anything implanted can be uprooted. Scarcity is like a shadow dimming the light of your true identity, and that identity is divine. It's spiritual. It's abundant. Deep in your soul, you feel it. You feel you were born for more. You sense something's wrong with a system that glorifies endless toil without reward, suffering as a virtue, and poverty as a sacred destiny. Don't blame yourself for believing these lies. We all did. But now, you're waking up. This awakening is the first step toward freedom. Freedom from the idea that you're unworthy. Freedom from guilt for wanting to grow. Freedom from the fear of prosperity. Yes, the fear of prosperity is real. It's that hidden thought whispering, if I succeed, I'll be criticized. If I have wealth, I'll be envied. If I change, I might lose the people around me. But prosperity doesn't distance you from the right people. It draws you closer to your purpose. It connects you to the divine. It empowers you to serve more, give more, love more. True prosperity isn't selfish. It overflows. It heals. It inspires. Today, by recognizing the root of your scarcity, you're taking a giant leap toward healing. The root has been exposed, and where there's awareness, there's transformation. You're not a victim. You're a co-creator. You're not small. You're a child of the Most High. Now that you know this, how could you keep living as if you were less? Breathe deeply. Feel this truth permeating every cell of your being. You're breaking free. A new life is being born within you. Now that you've awakened, now that you've seen the source of scarcity, you can't go back to sleep. It's time for reprogramming, for rebuilding, for rewriting the story of your life with the ink of truth. Everything you believed about who you are, what you can achieve, it needs to be questioned and replaced. Not with fleeting ideas, but with the eternal truth of the Spirit. You're not what others said you were. You are what God declared you to be. And what did He say? I have come that they may have life and have it to the full. He didn't say survival. He didn't say lack. He said abundance. Reprogramming your mind means living as if this promise is already true. It's stopping prayers of fear and starting declarations of faith. It's ceasing to beg like a pauper and starting to act like an heir. You're an heir of the kingdom. You have access to the source. You don't depend on circumstances, governments, or economies. You depend on the consciousness you carry, and now you're choosing to consciously reprogram that mind. How? With words, with images, with feelings. Your mind is like a garden. Every day you plant something in it. Either you plant faith or fear. Either you plant gratitude or complaints. Every thought you dwell on deepens a root. Every word you speak sows a seed. Every emotion you nurture bears fruit. Want abundance? Then declare, divine abundance flows to me effortlessly. I'm a magnet for heaven's prosperity. Everything I touch turns into a blessing. Don't just say it, feel it, live it, embody it. When doubt creeps in, and it will, you'll recognize it as a remnant of the old self trying to cling to life, but that old self is fading. The scarcity mindset is losing its grip. The spiritual poverty is dissolving. You're forging new neural pathways. You're elevating your vibration. You're reconnecting your heart to the Creator. What begins in the mind manifests in life, because your outer world mirrors your inner world. So guard your thoughts like a sacred temple. Choose your words like spells of light. Protect your emotions like a priceless treasure. You're not just thinking differently. You're being born anew. In this rebirth, you start seeing everything through new eyes. Where there was lack, you now see potential. Where there was fear, you now feel purpose. Where there was struggle, you now sense flow. This isn't magic. It's law. It's applied spirituality. As this reprogramming takes root, you realize prosperity was never outside you. It was always within, waiting for you to awaken, waiting for you to remember who you truly are. And now that you remember, the whole world begins to align. Something is shifting. You feel it. You sense it. The world hasn't changed, but you have. And because of that, everything around you responds differently. People who once overlooked you now see you. Doors that were locked begin to crack open. Ideas, opportunities, coincidental encounters. They appear like signs from heaven whispering, you're on the right path. This is prosperity manifesting, but don't mistake it for luck. It's not magic, it's spiritual. Law in motion. It's the universe, created by God, responding to your inner vibration, because everything visible begins in the invisible. Manifestation doesn't start with money hitting your bank account. It begins with the feeling of abundance pulsing within you. That feeling attracts realities that match it. It's as if life is saying, now that you believe, I can deliver. Now that you've recognized yourself, I can honor you. Now that you've left scarcity behind, abundance can find you. When you live in this flow, something miraculous happens. You stop forcing, you flow, you stop chasing, you become a magnetic center for blessings. No more anxiety, only trust, no more fear of lack, only certainty of provision, and that's when everything changes. An unexpected project lands in your lap. A deal you didn't see coming gets sealed. A door you never imagined swings open with ease. A financial miracle unfolds. A meeting with someone who changes your path forever. You begin to see that prosperity isn't just money. It's peace when you lay your head on the pillow. It's gratitude when you wake. It's health coursing through your body. It's inspiration sparking in your mind. It's joy without a reason. And yes, it's also financial abundance. It's more than enough. It's a bank account in the black, dreams coming true, a comfortable life without guilt. Because prosperity reflects your alignment with God, and God didn't create anyone to live in misery. Manifestation doesn't depend on time. It depends on consciousness. When your consciousness rises, time bends. The impossible draws near. The miracle arrives early. You're becoming a living expression of divine abundance. People will look at you and ask, "What did you do?" And you'll smile because you know it wasn't about doing, it was about being. It was about awakening. It was about reconnecting with your celestial identity. And with this realization, a new mission emerges: to share, to multiply, to inspire. True prosperity isn't about hoarding, it's about overflowing. And now you overflow with light, with faith, with wealth, with purpose. Prosperity has arrived, not because you chased it, but because you became one with it. Close your eyes for a moment and breathe deeply. Feel the presence. Repeat, silently or aloud, I am one with the source of infinite wealth. Everything I need is already within me. I don't chase, I attract. My mind is aligned with the mind of God. My heart is pure, my faith is strong. Abundance recognizes me and finds me. Where I place my attention, prosperity blooms. What I touch multiplies. I am light, I am peace, I am abundance in motion. Now, imagine living your best life. Imagine peace filling your days. Imagine the freedom to choose. Imagine a table overflowing, a home in harmony, your dreams made real. This isn't a fantasy, it's a spiritual promise being activated, and it's being fulfilled in you. You're not small. You're not forgotten. You're an heir to a kingdom that knows no lack. You're a child of the source. And children of the source don't beg, they manifest. From this moment on, walk with certainty, pray with conviction, act with confidence, because heaven has already approved you. Life is ready to surprise you. And if this touched you, share it. Send this light to someone else. Be a channel of miracles for other lives. The prosperity that reached you will now overflow to the world.